right?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. All right.
Because if you think about it...
Oh,
okay,
you mother of pearl. Hold on.
They're all badass, right?
Ladies and gentlemen. I tell you. What the fuck? It's chaos. Chaos reigns tonight. You've come on the right night. Prepare to have your goddamn ears assaulted. We're going to leave a load in your ears. I'm trying to fuck your brain. Your ears gonna help. That went to the sleeve, past the tip in the ring.
Sleeve. Yeah.
Anyway, tonight's the night of the nights. It's all happened. The stars have aligned properly, and there are three of us sitting in the same room. So let's make the most of it.
6 feet apart, though, being safe.
We are socially distancing.
And we have 3 masks on each.
Yeah, but all of our dicks are hanging out.
Masks.
So we got that one part wrong, but we got the rest right, so we shouldn't give each other COVID.
Yeah.
Just watch your own loads.
Yeah. Goat gut. Goat gut.
Yeah, goat gut. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they used to put on the sleeve.
Oh. Sheepskin?
Ring and sleeve. Yeah, goat gut.
Yeah, I'm not putting goat gut on my sleeve.
Yeah.
I have a.
What are you talking about? Sheepskin fucking...
Yeah.
Condoms?
I have an aversion to sheepskins.
Sheepskin mask.
I just call them masks.
A penis diaper?
Yeah.
It'll catch it, don't worry. No COVID.
Yeah, I bet you those guys, Fauci and those guys, were heavily invested in condoms back in Trojan, back in the fucking 80s, right?
Well, I think Fauci ended up dumping a bunch of money into the Magnums in particular because he was obsessed with what he fucking could only dream of having.
Didn't have.
The little penis.
Yeah, he had. Oh, that guy he reeks of tiny cock.
Oh,
tiny cock. That's a fucking paradox. Penis.
Micro penis.
Yeah. Fucking McGapes. McGapes and the micro penis.
So he has the tip and a ring, but no sleeve.
No sleeve. Yeah, he's a TR with no S.
So it's unbalanced.
Yeah.
He's the tattler.
Yeah, well, it's like a mushroom cap flicked into somebody's pubes. Fucking. Somebody threw a walnut shell in his bush and called it a day. You're done.
They threw a baby Bella in there.
A fucking tiny micro portabella cap.
Yeah, those little tiny ones. Like you buy a cluster of them.
Yeah, like you got the little bastards. They flicked it in his pubes and fucking that was it. That's as far as it goes for you, motherfucker. But look at that son of a bitch. He looks like a fucking weasel, though, doesn't he?
Well, that little weasel is, I mean,
a manipulative son of a bitch.
Well, what's odd about it is how does the actual, I mean, that would be like the the medical community just allows them to get away with this garbage on a national TV.
He's the authority on all things COVID.
But he's obviously
authority of.
But he's obviously been in alignment with the media for so long. They're his darling and shit.
Yeah,
so like all the doctors who have come out since, man, they get shut down. Fucking they go on YouTube.
Well,
and
they're saying
he's
starting to lose credibility.
Oh, those fucking emails came out and now he's like, oh, there's this British variant that's coming, another strain that's going to get you 12 to 21-year-olds. Like, wow, that's so fucking specific.
Yeah, it used to be just remember when it first...
It's almost like lab created.
Yeah,
like,
to be.
okay,
very
we're going to
specific.
break down the fucking
Weaponized.
age groups.
Age groups.
Well,
Yeah.
remember when it started? It was just old people. Remember, young people have nothing to worry about. Oh, but look now. Now the young people need to go out and
Totally.
get vaccinated.
And now they're saying that some of the other, like not the Johnson & Johnson or the Pfizer, but some of the other vaccines that are being made, excuse me, they have this thing with it. The person who's been vaccinated is you know, how do they fucking, not sloughing off, but you know, the shit, the virus or whatever kind of kicks out of them. And, it's affecting people who are unvaccinated.
Yeah.
And it's like throwing women's like menstrual cycles all fucked up and shit.
Here's an interesting thing on that topic. This was in roughly 2001 when they were talking about storage, like as far as like in general, like a drive, right? In general, where they were talking about, the storage unit were literally the size of a fucking cooler.
Yeah.
Right?
Old school.
Okay, so every 3 years, the cooler just got smaller to more or less to what we see now, where it's like, the drives can hold teras.
Yeah.
But that's not my point. My point is that during that whole period of time where they actually figured out that the binary concept, as far as understanding like the analog concept of polarity, which is your
Oh my
it's
goodness.
gonna get really good.
Okay.
Where you're talking about the like, okay, if you look at like on a bias concept, the way the recording in analog world works on a magnetized tape that you would create, they call this concept of it's called bias. And what you're actually doing is you're actually
like the old cassette tapes say bias on the front.
That's right. And what that is the bias itself is a concept of giving a polarity. So by giving it a polarity, it's giving its positive and negative, and then the flat line that would go across it would be the zero. So the waveform is created on a concept of the positive and negative of the cycle of a waveform that is magnetized by the concept of how you actually set up the bias on the tape itself to create the polarity, so you can actually record a waveform on the magnetized tape. Now take that concept and actually
Tip, ring, sleeve.
Yeah, take that concept and actually look at it as that in the binary system, right? You have zeros and one that represent
On-off switch.
On-off switch. So zero, let's say it's off, one is on, off, on, right? Then you have the bit depth, right, which creates the amount of steps in the binary system to represent the waveform. So you have the 8-bit, 16-bit, 24-bit, and they now even go up to like 36-bit and so on. With the old 20-bit,
like
that
Nintendo 64, whatever.
That's the resolution
64,
within the not audible, but actually the visual concept
so
of
different.
how many pixels and bits that it creates, like a certain certain amount of different colors and depth of field. But all of it really is just the manipulation of the analog world into the digital world. But the whole concept of what I'm saying is that to create a waveform, you need, obviously the binary, the bit depth, right? But here's what's interesting. They started realizing that they can actually manipulate the bacteria as to represent a 0 or 1 and represent a certain bit depth rate within the bacteria itself. Meaning that essentially what they can say is this, that like a match the pin of the match, the tip of the match itself, can actually store so much fucking information is beyond your fucking comprehension, just because it's on the level of bacteria, which you're getting into micron world.
Oh yeah, the nano.
Right?
Technologies.
The nanotechnologies that it gets into the micron. So if you're looking at like 6 micron width of a bacteria that represents some kind of information, which it can. So if you think about it, if these motherfuckers are manipulating bacteria to represent certain type of binary system within the shot itself, fucking think about that for fucking 3 seconds. It scares the shit out of me, knowing that these motherfuckers can actually store information on bacterial concept. Just think about that.
They can store it within the
bacteria,
virus, within a virus.
Information.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they can literally. In Europe several years back, what they did is they built a chip.
Maybe that's what climbed up my nose earlier. I felt some itchy going up my nose. Yeah. Probably a microchip.
You had some Chi-Com
it just went
shit
straight
in
to
your
my
man.
brain. Now I'm like,
Great.
beep, 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 beep,
You
beep.
got some Chi-Com.
Oh no.
Yeah.
In Europe, several years back,
Chi-Com
what they
viruses.
did is they fucking did they actually did a chip, and they actually were successful in introducing a chip into a cell. So therefore, the cell and the chip work together to actually understand each other, how they
I guess.
multiply and
Yeah, it like studies a chip and sends back information
Sure,
to
like-
a computer. Someone sit there on a screen and it could give them data, right?
well, no, that in a sense, yeah, but they did it so they can say that more or less that the chip itself is learning the development of the cell itself. How insane is that? You know what that is? That's artificial fucking intelligence. That's like the Terminator shit that
As close as you can get to
as
fucking...
closest you can get to like that, where
Yeah.
you can actually combine the
robots
with humans
or living life.
or
organic
living life, organic life with a
machine.
silicon
Yeah,
machine.
a bot.
Yeah, and that's what they fucking succeeded in
Yeah,
doing.
no, I came
It's no
across.
bullshit.
No, I
Straight up.
trust me. I came across some stuff about it. It's out
So
there.
what the fuck?
See,
so
and
now
then
what the
in the
fuck you
intro-
think Fauci is? Oh well, we're gonna have
You know,
to.
it's funny you should
It's
say
crazy that
Come on.
that's in
Really?
What?
that. Why
Why would
reminds me.
they do that?
Yeah.
That reminds me of- that
we
reminds
need
me
to
of it, too.
vaccinate
That's
you
silly.
motherfuckers. We're gonna binary. It's like stamping a motherfucker, putting a fucking like Auschwitz fucking tattoo on your forearm, man, through a vaccine.
Well, yeah, you can be
You can.
you can be tracked as well.
Sure.
And your
How the fuck would
all
you
your
ever
bodily
know?
functions,
You wouldn't.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tony
Yeah, I mean, the technology is
Fauci. Tony
unreal.
Fauci.
even to try and wrap your head
You're
around
on
it.
So this
kinda
bullshit where they're like,
crouchy.
we're just trying to help you, and even though COVID is the most abundant bacteria on the planet,
Virus.
that is,
It's a virus.
virus, the most abundant fucking virus on the planet, that it's literally on every fucking thing you can
Yeah, all
ever
That makes it.
think.
That makes it the
for the
most
last-
effective, of course.
How many ever fucking million
yeah, it's
years?
part of life itself.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bacteria and virus is part of life. Without the fucking one or the other, we wouldn't even exist. So these clowns.
Tony
are,
Fauci.
we're just trying to.
Your ideas are
Protect you.
crouchy.
Isn't that why virus, bacteria, any living species on this planet has this thing called
Immunity.
to fucking anything and everything?
Yeah, but when they artificially create them, the body has a harder time fighting it because it doesn't recognize it. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Well, even if it did, the thing is in the viral world, if you actually looked under the microscope, this motherfucking thing mutates as you speak or look at it. Anything that it comes in contact with, it just tries to infiltrate